Are you flying over the holidays this year?
I'm not. One of these years, my wife and I will take the advice that we give Thrifty Traveler readers and listeners and go somewhere abroad over Thanksgiving, because it's one of the best times to travel internationally while everybody's flying across the country to get home for Thanksgiving. There are a lot of great deals, whether you're using cash or points to get somewhere for a long weekend or a long week over Thanksgiving. But it wasn't in the cards this year. I'm just staying local. What about you?
We are actually. We're flying over Thanksgiving. We almost always do, which is a crazy time of year to fly, but we have this kind of roaming Thanksgiving celebration that Megan's family and her friends all have. And this year we're going to Colorado. But the key is, instead of going like Wednesday to Sunday, we booked Saturday to Saturday this year. So I'm going to work remote a little bit on Thanksgiving week as usual. But what we've been seeing, and the reason why I brought this up, is that holiday flight deals are really good this year. Exceptionally good. And I think this has a lot to do with the days of the week that these holidays fall on. We have Thanksgiving flight deals are always good abroad, right? If you want to go to Europe, it's pretty easy to find like a really cheap fare over Thanksgiving, because Europe doesn't do Thanksgiving. They don't care. So, and it's usually like a domestic travel holiday. But the interesting thing is, besides those regular Thanksgiving fares, over Christmas and New Year's, we've seen a lot of good stuff domestically. And that's because Christmas is coming Thursday and New Year's Day is coming on a Thursday. So that means Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve are both Wednesdays. And that means that, those are already some of the cheapest days to travel. So if you're willing to travel on the holiday, or maybe the day before the holiday on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, Christmas, or New Year's, you're going to find some really good deals, even up until like right now. Some of the deals we found for Thrift Traveler Premium over the last few weeks have had some really low rates flying on the day of travel on the holiday. So it's been kind of interesting to see that, and it's kind of left some possibilities wide open. I know I got my mom booked on a fare up to Minneapolis that leaves on Christmas Eve, and it was really cheap. It was, less than $100 from Chicago.
I mean, year in, year out, traveling on the holiday or the day just before is typically one of the best things you can do. And it just reinforces the need to be flexible to find those savings. But the fact that this year, all the puzzle pieces fit together to find a cheaper fare on the holiday because that day prior falls on an off-peak Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, there have been, I would say, an unusual amount of deals that include, in some cases, Thanksgiving, though I think that's rare because I don't know if you know this, but Thanksgiving always falls on a Thursday. But for the rest of the holiday season, the Christmas and New Year's availability, I would say, has been stronger, deeper, and in many cases cheaper than we've seen in at least 5 years.
Another little hack on that is especially a good time for business class, because there's no business travel over the holidays. So if you take a look at that business class rate, even in cash, you might be surprised at how cheap it is. A few other tips, if you really want to pull something like this off over the holidays, those early morning or late night flights, I mean, as usual, they're going to be a little bit cheaper, but especially during the holidays, book that first flight of the day. It makes things pretty easy. And then, of course, my evergreen advice forever and always, avoid Sundays. Don't fly on Sundays. It's never fun. It's always expensive. Avoid Sundays.
The last few times I've traveled, and this is not even holiday season, so I can only imagine it's worse, but the last few times I've flown on Saturdays, and man, it is great. The airport is a breeze. I basically don't stop walking. Lounges are much emptier than they are on busier travel days. It is a treat. So if you can build anything around a Saturday, not only is it going to be cheaper, but it's going to be much more pleasant in the airport and probably on the plane too.
That's all good advice. Just a quick PSA for everybody to take a look at some holiday flights if you were avoiding them, or if you want to avoid the long road trip. There's some good stuff out there, but the time is now to book.